All right, let's talk about the best thing about server versus server. Getting them getting them resources. So I'm legit 7 billion power now. Let's go over some let's go over some of these resources I got. I just looted like 5 billion food. I don't know who has a ton of food on them. Usually you got like wood, ore, and stone, right? But this dude had a ton of food. Someone scouted him. He had over 3 billion food, so I took it all. That just happened in the last, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. Um, he had a ton of resources earlier, 300 million food and wood, 300 million of each. Uh, just a bunch of resources this dude had. Took it home, man. It's all mine now. Made some crown troops. Hell yeah! And that was basically the best resources. I got all SvS. I got some right at the very start. Like I try to as soon as the timer comes up, like well before the war starts, I try to bookmark the hive, look at who's on bubbles, and just as soon as the timer goes down, well the first thing I do because your hospital capacity increases is I go attack some mobs with some T1 troops to fill up the rest of my hospital, and then I immediately go to the server. I hit all those keeps that are unbubbled, and so I got some at the very beginning of the war, which I've done a lot of attacks as SvS, so it would take me a long time to find it. But some guy at the start gave me or actually I have a few other attacks here recently. I got like 900 million of each. I got like 900 million of each. About 100 million stone. Was it this guy Northride? Oh, he gave me 800 million stone. That's probably the most frequent I see people have a lot of stone. They just don't get to the point where they make siege machines. Okay, so it's this guy. So this guy, this guy was a T1 trap, and it took me 7 hits before I killed this dude. He won every single power exchange. So he won that one by 30 mil, won that by 110 mil, won that by 60 mil. I think this is the ground attack. He wins this by, yeah, he wins that by 100. I mean, he won the entire power exchange there. Wins that, wins that one. But then, but then I, but then I clear him, and he bubbled after 3 attacks. So this guy had more resources, but I got 119 of each. So that's 400 of each. So that's 747 million of each, other than food. Usually you don't get food, which I don't care about getting food because if I get food, I'm just gonna make like more T1 ground because you can save up the others. I'm saving up the other resources right now because I'm doing K40 and Victory Column 7 and a couple levels of stable, so I'm saving up all my resources. But yeah, I got all those resources. I got like 5 billion stone and like 2 billion or 5 billion food, 2 billion stone, and like almost a billion ore and ore and wood. Or yeah, I got at least all that this SvS because I have some other attacks from like the very beginning when the war started. But I think it will take me a while to find those. So let me just scroll all the way down to date 303 or maybe 302. Yeah, 302. What are the first attacks on 32? Like there's a lot of attacks here, right? It's the first attacks on 32. Jeez. Okay, 3-1, 3-2. Here we go. So this must have been the very start of the war. And I got one of these guys. I thought one of these guys gave me a decent amount. one of these guys gave me like a couple 100 million of each. Um, I mean, anyone that gives me some resources is good. I'll take 20 million of each. Not bad. Thought there was one that gave me a decent amount early on. Not, maybe I'm not remembering. The same guy gave 200 million ore. Um, but yeah, but this is the best part about SVS, getting those resources, man. Especially when someone has just like a lot of them that you can attack over and over and over again. Like if they're bubble drops and they're just AFK, and then just like the one, like if they have a special name, the one thing you have to be be weary about that is, after 10 attacks it'll force port them. So if you're getting resources like every single attack, you want to make sure you add them to your block list so you can immediately get their coordinates, because you might not be able to use a search warrant real quick to find out where they are if they have a special name. So I did that one time. Dude kept giving me resources, like everything but food, just like maxed out, and I did all full 10 attacks. This was a couple SVS ago, and then he got force ported. I was like, oh crap, where is this dude? And by the time I found him again, he was bubbled. But yeah, if I had blocked him on like the eighth or ninth attack, I could have immediately ported with him and kept getting more resources off of him. But yeah, that's the just like, I don't know. Every time I steal somebody's resources, it just it makes me it makes me real happy inside. I don't know what to say. It's it's by and far the best part about SVS. But yeah, I recently got that 5 billion food, and was pretty excited about that. So I want to make a video about stealing them resources in SVS.